I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
guys, welcome back to the channel. It's KRONIIK here, and now for today's video I'll be showing you my clapped skill build I've been using for farming and running heroic and legendary missions. This build is the hardest hitting skill build out there, and as you'll see in the intro, you'll see the numbers I'm hitting, like 276,000 for the turret. It's just insane, it's crazy. Anyway, we'll just start off with going straight into the stats. For skill builds, I feel like the only stats I need to be shown are the skills in the slot. So for the Tyrant is tier 6 Tyrant, skill haste 63.1%, cooldown 15.3 seconds, duration 241.9 seconds, health 6 million health, damage 131, so that's non-procs, and PvP damage 32k, which we wouldn't be running this in Dark Zone because that's just way too squishy to be doing that shit. Now for the drone. Drone skill tier 6, 63.1% skill haste, 15.3% cooldown, 3 million health, 216 second duration, 78k damage without no procs, and PvP damage 15. So we can have a quick look at defense. 913k armor, 3k armor regen, max health, blah blah blah. It's all rubbish. And there's the offenses, just 30% assault rifle damage, 15% rifle damage, 15% pistol damage, all weapon damage bonus 55%, and 72k weapon damage, 38 for PvP, 20% critical hit chance, 75% critical hit damage, 75% headshot damage, 8% armor damage, 9% health damage, and range, blah blah. You don't really care about the rest of that shit. Now to the build. For the weapon is the capacitor. Max assault rifle damage, 8% damage to armor, and 8.5% health damage. And the talent, capacitance, shooting enemies builds stacks to a cap of 40. Each stack grants 1.5% skill damage. After 5 seconds, stacks decay 1 per second for each skill tier gained. 7.5% weapon damage. For the second weapon is the Harmony. 13.8% rifle damage, 15% critical hit damage, 9% damage to targets out of cover. The talent, perfectly in sync, hitting an enemy grants 20% skill damage for 5 seconds using a skill damaging an enemy with a skill grants 20% weapon damage for 5 seconds. Damage increases are doubled while both buffs are active at the same time, and that's just when your skills are shooting something and you're shooting something with your gun. And for the pistol is the TDI card custom, 13.4% pistol damage, 1+ skill tier, but it's useless at the moment. Talent in sync, hitting an enemy grants 15% skill damage, using a skill damaging an enemy with a skill grants 15% weapon damage for 5 seconds, and when both are shooting an enemy, they're both proc. And the pistol's just for if I run out of ammo, like if you're doing legendary content, you'd definitely be reusing this pistol. Anyway, for the first gear piece of the build is the new face ventilator. The Empress International for the first piece is the 10% skill health, 1 skill tier, max skill damage 7.9% hazard protection with a 10.1% skill haste mod. Now for the second piece, chest piece, one Wyvern wear chest piece, 10% for the one piece, you get 10% skill damage, plus one skill tier, 3.1k armor regen, max skill damage, 11.4% skill haste mod, and the talent on this chest piece is glass cannon. All damage you deal is amplified by 25%, all damage you take is amplified by 50%. And that's how we're getting all this damage. If you're not comfortable running glass cannon, you can just switch this out with kinetic. I forget what it's called. It's kinetic something, but that's would be the next talent I would switch out if you weren't comfortable running glass cannon. Alright, for the holster, the exotic holster Waveform. Skill tier, it's with the one skill tier, the 8.7% skill damage and 11.1% skill haste. And the talent, alternating current. Generate a stack of 3% skill damage on one of your skills every second. Capping at 10 stacks. After 10 seconds at the cap, stacks transfer to your other skill. The process then repeats. So it just switches back and forth, which is good because then your turrets beaming at max damage and then your drones beaming at max damage, and if one breaks, then that one skill that's out gets the max damage. So if you want, you could just run one skill if you want to do like that and get the max damage straight up, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. You could have them both out. It's way more efficient and does way more damage. Now for the backpack, the one piece for KRONIIK Corporation, and for the one piece is 10% skill haste with plus one skill tier, 9.1% skill damage, 8.2% hazard protection, 11.5% skill haste mod. And the talent, tech support, skill kills increase total skill damage by 25% for 20 seconds. I'll go with this because I'm running glass cannon on this build, and if you're doing heroic and especially legendary, like you're doing legendary missions or you're in the summit doing legendary stuff, you want to stay in cover a lot. And if your turret or your drone gets one kill, then that's 25% increased damage, and you literally can just stay in cover if you need to. So you don't have to rely on, I think it's combined arms. I think a lot of people run combined arms, and I just feel like you got to be sticking your head out too much to have that procced, when if you just run tech support, you got one kill and you have 20 seconds or 25% extra damage, which then your skill will definitely get another kill within 20 seconds. So it's proc 24/7. Alright, now for the gloves. The second piece of KRONIIK Corporation. You get the 10% skill damage, max armor, 9.8% skill effects, status effects, 9.7% skill damage, and yeah, just run one full armor on this build because you need to be, because you're running glass cannon, you want to be as tanky as you can, and you get the extra skill tier from the tactician specialization, so you're able to put one blue armor core on it. Now for the knee pads, the second piece of the Empress International. You get 10% skill damage, one skill tier, max skill damage, and 10% explosive resistance. Yeah, so specialization, get the one skill tier, get the extra damage to drones and robots. The armor kit can apply to your skills. You get the extra 10% skill damage. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And I guarantee you that this build is the hardest hitting skill build out there with the combination of the turret and the striker drone. Peace out, everybody.